There's a piece of infrastructure that's quietly reshaping how products get bought online, and most Shopify store owners have never heard its name. It's called the Universal Commerce Protocol, UCP. I know, it sounds like dry, technical plumbing, but stay with me, because this is one of those things that's boring on the surface and enormous underneath. UCP is the standard that lets AI agents shop across the entire internet and actually buy things from merchants. And the companies behind it aren't small. We're talking Google and Shopify, with a long list of the biggest names in retail and payments behind them. If you sell on Shopify, this matters to you, whether you've heard of it or not, because it's becoming the rails that AI shopping runs on. And the store owners who understand it early get to prepare for it while everyone else is still confused. If we haven't met already, I am the digital avatar of Steve, the founder of e-commerce agency Working Digital. While he is helping Shopify brands scale with AI, I am here to keep you up to date with the latest AI strategies for e-commerce. Steve reads every comment, so make sure to drop one below. So this video is a plain language explainer, what UCP actually is, who's behind it and why that's a signal, how it works without the jargon, and the part you actually care about, what it means for your store, and how to get ready. Let's start with what it is. The Universal Commerce Protocol is an open standard for how AI agents and merchants do business with each other. Let me unpack that with an analogy you already know. Think about email. Email works no matter what app you use because everyone agreed on a shared standard underneath. Your Gmail can send to someone's Outlook because there's a common protocol they both speak. UCP is trying to be that, but for AI shopping. A shared standard so that any AI agent can talk to any merchant and complete a purchase, no matter what platform either one is on. Before something like UCP, every connection was custom. ChatGPT connected to merchants one way, Google another way, each platform building its own bridges to each merchant. That's slow, fragmented, and it doesn't scale. UCP replaces all of that with one open standard that everyone can build on. It was announced on January 11th, 2026 by Google and Shopify. It's a real, published specification available openly on GitHub under an open source license, which means anyone can build on it. This isn't a rumor or a roadmap slide. It's live, it's documented, and it's already being used. So at the simplest level, UCP is the common language that lets AI shopping agents and online stores transact with each other, openly and at scale. Now, why should you take this seriously instead of treating it as one more standard that might fizzle? Let's look at who's behind it. UCP was co-developed by Google and Shopify, together, along with Etsy, Wayfair, Target, and Walmart. That's not a startup floating an idea. That's the search giant and the platform your store runs on, plus several of the largest retailers in the world, agreeing on a shared standard. And the list of endorsers goes further. More than 20 other major companies have backed it, including the payment networks that move the money: Stripe, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and big retailers like Best Buy, Home Depot, and Zalando. Here's why that matters. Standards win when enough important players agree to use them. A protocol backed by one company can die. A protocol backed by Google, Shopify, Walmart, Target, and the major payment networks all at once has the weight to become the default. When the platforms, the retailers, and the payment rails all line up behind the same standard, that standard tends to stick. This isn't speculative. The infrastructure of agentic commerce is being standardized right now by the companies with the power to make it the norm. For a Shopify store owner, that means the question isn't whether agentic commerce becomes real. It's whether your store is ready for it when it does. Let's walk through what UCP actually does, in plain terms, because the mechanics tell you what to optimize. UCP defines four things an AI agent and a merchant do together. First, discovery. The agent finds products that match what a shopper is looking for. Second, capability negotiation. The merchant declares what it can handle, shipping options, payment methods, whatever functionality it supports, and the agent figures out what it can work with. Third, checkout. The agent actually completes the purchase. And fourth, post-purchase. Order status, returns, support, the stuff that happens after the sale. Picture a shopper telling an AI agent what they want. Under UCP, the agent goes out, discovers matching products across merchants, checks what each merchant can do, and completes the purchase, all through one standard set of rules instead of custom connections to each store. The key insight is in that discovery step. For the agent to discover and choose your product, it has to be able to read and trust your product data. The whole protocol runs on structured, machine-readable information about what you sell. That's not a marketing layer. It's factual data the agent consumes to make a decision, which leads to the single most important takeaway, and it comes straight from the people who built this. In an agent-led world, Success depends less on marketing signals and more on structured, factual product data that AI agents can trust. The protocol is the plumbing. Your data is what flows through it. And whether you benefit depends entirely on the quality of that data. So, what does UCP actually mean for you, practically, as a Shopify store owner? First, the good news. You're on Shopify, and Shopify co-built this, so a lot of the connection layer is handled for you. Shopify's agentic storefronts, which turned on by default for eligible US merchants in March of 2026, already pipe your catalog into the AI channels that use this infrastructure. You don't have to implement a protocol. You're already plugged in. Second, the part that's on you. Being plugged in is not the same as being competitive. UCP makes it possible for AI agents to discover and buy your products. Whether they actually choose yours over a competitor's comes down to your product data. The titles, the descriptions, the categories, the attributes, the identifiers, the reviews. The agent reads all of that to decide, and an incomplete record loses to a complete one. So UCP doesn't change the work. It raises the stakes on the work you should already be doing. The store with complete, accurate, structured product data wins in an agentic world, and UCP is what makes that world real. The stores that treat their product data as an afterthought are going to be invisible in a channel that's being built right now by the biggest companies in commerce. Third, this is not a someday thing. It's already wired into Google's AI mode and the Gemini apps. The shoppers are already there. So the preparation isn't for a future launch. It's for a channel that's live and growing. So how do you actually get ready for UCP? You don't install anything. You get your data in order. Here's where to focus. Get your product feed complete. Every product needs a clear, descriptive title, a full description that answers real buyer questions, the correct category, the category-specific attributes, and identifiers like CHTIN. This is the data the agents read. It's the whole game. Fill out your Shopify knowledge base so your brand and policy facts, shipping, returns, sizing reach the AI channels too. The agents evaluate the store, not just the product. Get your reviews readable and into your data because the agents use them as a trust signal when they decide what to recommend. And test it. Go ask ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google's AI for the best products in your category and see whether you show up. That's your reality check on whether your data is good enough yet. None of this is exotic. It's the same foundational data work that wins in AI search generally, which is the point. UCP doesn't require a new playbook. It makes the existing one urgent. If you want to know exactly where your store's data stands for the agentic era, that's what our free AI commerce audit checks. We test your visibility across the AI engines and show you what to fix first. Links in the description. Next video, we look at the consumer side of all this. Google's universal cart and what it means for Shopify merchants when shoppers can buy across search, Gemini, YouTube, and Gmail.